Roman Reigns on hitting Seth Rollins with a chair. Paul Heyman calls Bloodline the GOAT. During a recent appearance on the SI Media podcast, Roman Reigns explained his reasons for striking Seth Rollins with a steel chair during his match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Ultimately, Reigns lost that match and the undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Rhodes. The original Tribal Chief said, "Anytime I have the chance to K him up, I'm going to take it. That's how I feel about him. Anytime I have the chance to pull the trigger on him, I'm going to." He is a constant reminder and a lesson to myself on who to trust and how to trust them. If you can't, how to keep him. That's where I like to him, a chair's length away. During a recent appearance on the SHAK Wrestling podcast, Paul Heyman declared that the Bloodline is his pick for the greatest wrestling storyline ever. This Bloodline narrative has been ongoing for over 4 years, beginning with Roman Reigns' alignment with Heyman on WWE television. The wise man said, "Because of the longevity that the storyline has had, I would have to rank it number 1. The money-drawing years of the Horsemen weren't this long. The money-drawing years of the NWO weren't this long. The money-drawing years of Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon weren't this long. Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage. Hogan versus Roddy Piper, which put WrestleMania 1 on the map. Just in terms of overall storytelling and constant ebb and flow of affecting other people's environment and how they tell their stories, I would suggest it's the most significant, it's the biggest money drawing. It had the most longevity, has held the most interest, and overall has done so by being the most intriguing and compelling because at every turn you see the characters not just turn towards what the story calls for, but the long-term effects of the development and evolution of these characters is never lost on us. If something happens that changes Roman Reigns in 2022, we don't disavow knowledge of it in 2024. It plays into what's happening in 2024. Because of that, and because we keep it consistent, I would rank it number 1. All false humility aside, Paul Heyman's betrayal could force an unlikely alliance between former WWE Shield members Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. With WWE Survivor Series War Games almost here, everyone is busy speculating the outcome of the match between the new and the OG Bloodline. But the most interesting factor in the mix here, right now, is the favor that CM Punk has asked of Paul Heyman. He's not revealed that favor to Reigns for now, but it is something that will cost him dearly. There are also rumors of Reigns being betrayed by Heyman, primarily because he started to wear outfits that look a lot like Solo Sikoa. Now, it's unclear how this betrayal will come through or what will happen, but it could lead to some really interesting outcomes. Will Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins reunite in WWE? At this point, it's hard to say if the two of them will reunite, but there's always a chance that they might, considering that they've worked together in the past and have extremely good chemistry. With the Shield now behind them and Roman's allies slowly reducing bit by bit, Seth Rollins is the only one that he can turn to. Especially if one were to consider that Paul Heyman betraying Reigns was because of CM Punk's involvement, then it's extremely likely for the creative team to throw Rollins into the mix because the two of them are also supposed to feud soon. Whatever happens, the seeds to this feud and potential alliance will be sown at the end of Survivor Series War Games itself, with the fallout being scattered throughout the coming week. It's also worth noting that Raw kicks off the new year with a Netflix show. So the stage is huge, and the feud could be kicked off on Netflix itself, which makes it a rather interesting time for WWE to explore the tensions between Reigns and Rollins and their animosity towards CM Punk. While a Shield run is impossible at this point in time, a reunion between Rollins and Reigns is something that will blow the roof off any arena, because when working together, they're absolutely electrifying performers who know how to draw a reaction from the crowd and can make their opponents look good while fighting them too. All this is speculation for now, so readers are advised to take this with a grain of salt. Top 4 ways Seth Rollins can impact WWE Survivor Series 2024. Seth Rollins is not scheduled for any match at the PLE. Despite multiple attempts from the OG faction, Seth Rollins refused to join forces with a tyrant like Roman Reigns. On the November 22nd episode of SmackDown, CM Punk made his return alongside Paul Heyman. In his return, the Second City Saint joined the OG faction as their 5th member for the War Games clash against the Rogue faction. This seemingly closed any doors Rollins had left for Survivor Series PLE, as the Visionary isn't booked for any match at the PLE on Saturday. The Survivor Series PLE is scheduled for Saturday, November 30th at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. However, there are plenty of other ways the Visionary can impact the outcomes of the PLE. Let us now explore 4 possible ways Rollins can impact the men's
Colby
War
Daniel
Games
Lopez,
clash between the
born
two
May
factions
28th,
at the final PLE of
1986,
2024,
is an American
got attacked
professional
on the
wrestler.
wrestler. The
He is
Visionary
signed to
debuted on the
WWE,
main roster
where he performs on the
along with
Raw
Roman
brand
Reigns.
under the ring
In their
name
early
Seth
days,
freaking
the two,
Rollins.
along with
Prior
Dean
to signing
Ambrose,
with
were part of the
WWE,
Shield faction.
he wrestled
The
under the
faction
ring
has
named
terrorized
Tyler
the
Black
entire
for Ring of
division
Honor,
during their
ROH.
heyday.
The
And was
faction
part of the
broke
age
when
of the
Rollins
Fallen
betrayed
Stable with
Reigns and
Jacobs.
Ambrose.
During his time in
And since
ROH,
then, the two
he held the
stars have
ROH
teamed up
World
multiple
Championship
times.
once, and
However,
the ROH World
it seems
Tag
like the
Team
bad blood
Championship
between the
twice.
two still
For
prevails
Jacobs,
as Rollins
and won the
refused to team
2009
up with
Survival of
Reigns
the Fittest
despite
tournament.
multiple
He also
attempts
wrestled
by
for
the OG
various
faction.
independent promotions,
A possible
including
path
Full
for
Impact
Rollins is to
Pro,
appear at the
where he was a
PLE and
one-time
attack Reigns with
FIP
the
World
iconic
Heavyweight
stomp
Champion,
to
as
cost
well
the
as Pro
OG
Wrestling
faction
Guerrilla,
the match against
where he was a
Dakota faction.
one-time PWG
This would
World Tag
reignite
Team
his
Champion,
rivalry,
also
with
with
not
Jacobs.
just with Reigns,
Lopez
but
signed
also
with
with
WWE
Punk, who was the
in
fifth
2010.
The
and was
Visionary
sent to
is
his
then
currently
involved in a
territory
feud with
Florida
Bronson
Championship
Reed,
Wrestling,
and the two have
FCW,
fought multiple
where he
times,
was renamed Seth
including
Rollins
in-ring matches
and became the
brawls.
inaugural
Rollins
FCW
picked up a
Grand
win in their
Slam
clash
champion.
at Crown
After
Jewel 2024.
WWE rebranded
However,
its developmental
in a
brand from
rematch
FCW
after the Saudi
to
PLE
NXT,
on the red brand,
he became the
Reed picked up the
inaugural
win
NXT
as
champion.
Reed was aided by
In
his
November
new friends from the
2012,
Rogue Bloodline.
he debuted on the
Reed
main
has joined
roster
the Rogue
as
faction
a member
as
of
the
the Shield
fifth member
alongside
for the clash on
Dean
Saturday.
Ambrose.
Despite his
Reigns.
feud with Reigns,
He won his first
Rollins
main
has
roster
clarified in
championship,
front of the
the
Usos and Sami
WWE
Zayn
Raw Tag
that he has
Team
no problem in
Championship,
teaming
and
up
with
with
Reigns
either
in
of
May
them,
2013,
and that he would love to take out.
He went on to hold the title
This might be a
record
possible
6 times
hint
with
at his
Ambrose
plans on
and various
Saturday,
partners,
as
after
Rollins
leaving
might
the
attack
Shield in
Reed
2014.
clash.
He joined
The
the
attack would
Authority,
leave the Rogue
establishing
faction
his
at an
on-screen
numerical
character
disadvantage
as a leading villain.
A situation
Since
then
then, always
he has headlined
exploited in their
numerous major
opponents.
PPV
The rivalry
and
between
live
Seth
streaming
Rollins
events for
and
WWE,
CM Punk
including
is at a whole
WrestleMania
different
XL,
level
than we usually
Rollins
see
is a
in the
five-time
WWE.
world champion in
Rollins
WWE.
was unable to hide his
having won the
emotions as he threw
WWE
a fit when
Championship,
Punk made his
twice,
return at last
Universal
year's
Championship
Survivor
twice,
Series.
and World
The
Heavyweight
Visionary had
Championship
also
once,
expressed his
being the
disdain
inaugural
for the
champion.
second city.
He has
St.
also held
calling
the
him a
Intercontinental
cancer in
Championship
one
and the
instance.
United States
CM
Championship
Punk
twice
is now
each,
the fifth
making
member
him
of the OG
WWE's
faction
29
and
Triple
will
Crown
face the
champion
Bloodline
and
led
19th
by
Grand
Sikoa
Slam
on
champion.
Saturday.
As well
The
as
Visionary
the
could
second
strike
wrestler
the
to
second
accomplish
city
the
ladder
same
twice
after the
under
War
the
Games
revised
clash,
2015
setting a tone
format.
for future
He is also
clash
the
and
only
storyline.
wrestler to have won
Rollins
a
could
WWE
turn heel
Championship,
and brutalize
Universal
Punk,
Championship,
injuring him,
World Heavyweight
and forcing him out of
Championship, and
action.
NXT Championship.
The Viz, in addition to being the only wrestler to compete in the match to decide the inaugural champion of 3 WWE Championships, NXT, Universal, and World Heavyweight. Rollins also won the 2014 Money in the Bank ladder match, the 2015 Slammy Award for Superstar of the Year, and the 2019 Royal